Mike here from Rust Brothers. It is Saturday, the lucky 13th of July. 8 days till we want to be driving this. We recruited a hired hand here, Top Gun. This is Marcel Erkelen's. His company's called Canada Tube and Line, Line and Tube. Canada Line and Tube. He specializes in stainless or non-stainless brake lines, fuel line kits. He's based out of Victoria on the island, and he's up here today to give us a hand hooking up our, gotta leave for a minute, and the guy's got it half done. He's hooking up our power brake cylinder with our Bear Master. I see the proportioning valve in. He's gonna be running stainless lines. So our 13-inch Bear brakes will function. Hopefully they'll function. Yes, they will function, Marcel? Oh yeah. Yes. So anyway, like I said, this car is gonna stop way better than it goes. So hopefully, you think we'll be done by the end of the day?
I believe so.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll have brakes by the end of the day.
And a fuel line.
And a fuel line. So then I'll go get some gas. We've got the tranny in. I just got to put the ship ball. Blair's got the console mounted. The beauty of these Tremec TKXs is they can have a different shift configuration, so you can run your stock console, because I've been dragging this one around for about 25, 30 years. We finally built the car. The console goes in. But I just had to mount some brackets for it. We got the dash pad in this morning. I'm going to finish reassembling the dash. Speed Hut has sent us our gauges. So we're going to run another one of their speed boxes. So it's a GPS box that powers your old Speedo. Even comes with a test function, so you can hook it up, see if your old Speedo works, and then it doesn't matter what your rear end gears, what your tire size, what your transmission is, you always have an accurate Speedo. It's pretty cool technology. Have you ever seen one of their speed boxes?
I have not.
I'll show it to you. Where is it? So basically, there's your Speedo cable, goes to your stock Speedo. Okay, this is the wrong one. This is the right one. That's the right one for Chevy. Okay. Then this is your GPS. Oh, yeah. And then this mounts under the dash. You hook your GPS up to it, hook it up, and it GPS signals to run the speed. So you can calibrate this as well if it runs. They set it up for 1,000 RPM at 60, right? But if your Speedo runs fast or slow, as long as the Speedo works, then you can recalibrate the box to run your Speedo.
It's a cool piece.
It is a cool piece. They sell hundreds of them, but I'm lucky enough, those guys, we stopped in and saw their factory, and we talked them out of a couple. Yeah, well, we had one in the 68, and first time in 40 years that thing had a Speedo, so it was kind of handy. Because when you're doing 90, you want to make sure you're not doing 100. But anyway, very cool. So yeah, so how's it going so far, Marcel? I mean, the booster's in, master's in.
It was a manual brake car to start.
Yep.
So I took the old manual rod off. There's a pin through the clevis off the brake pedal.
So is the power rod longer or shorter?
Shorter, well, longer. No, the power rod is, there is no rod. The rod comes out of the booster.
Yep, okay.
And then the clevis goes on the booster rod. And then the clevis, you just gotta adjust it to the right length so it goes around the brake pedal.
Yep.
Pin through, clip on.
Basically idiot proof. I could do it even.
Pretty much idiot proof.
Okay, well, that's saying a lot around here, but you never know. I've been called worse by better men. So yeah, because basically with these 13-inch, now we've got some tire clearances, but we're gonna jack the suspension up. But anyway, that's the hope today. We get the dash in, get the brakes, fuel line running, basically.
64 to 66 cars had to use a 9-inch booster. As you can see, the 11-inch booster wouldn't fit because of the inner fender.
So I mean, so the bigger the booster, the more vacuum's applied, the more braking power.
The diaphragm is, but you can't put an 11. The 11-inch booster started in 67.
Well, I know when you see these cars with big blocks, they're running like a 7-inch or something. Yeah.
Yes. That's a GM licensed booster.
So it looks factory, nice all gold anodized. And
GM got their 2 bits out of it because of the stampings on it.
Oh yeah, so everybody wants a little bit of blood, eh, Marcel?
Everybody wants their pinch.
Yes, they want pinch to grow an inch.
Well, I'll tell you right now, on stainless brake lines in particular, even the original steel, you just don't tighten the fitting.
Yep.
You tighten, you loosen. If you go like to 6 o'clock, and then you loosen, oh, now you'll go to 7 o'clock.
Yep.
Now you go to 8 o'clock. You
So-
do that 3 times, at least 4 times.
So at least 3-4 times when you're tightening your brake fittings. Don't just tighten them
loosen,
one.
tighten, loosen, tighten.
Yeah.
Especially stainless, doesn't hurt to put a little grease, sliptivity behind the flare where the fitting goes.
Yeah.
Tighten, loosen, tighten, loosen, tighten. Just don't keep tightening. You won't succeed in sealing it.
Okay. So why is that?
It bites. The
Yeah.
fitting bites on stainless, and you're trying to create a crush. There's an opposing surface inside,
Yeah.
like that, and the flare is coming down over top of it. So you try to get the flare to crush into the opposite shape.
So, yeah.
So when you do that, you're going to succeed in getting a nice crush.
Yeah, because I know everybody whines about their stainless lines leak.
I've never had a stainless line in 20 years that I didn't get to seal.
Okay. Well,
Do the same
hopefully,
on OEM.
Yeah.
It's not quite as critical.
but
But,
same thing. So don't just tighten it up, snug it, loosen it. You'll get more
Yeah,
3 or
at
4
least 3
times. Okay.
And if it weeps, just do that again.
Yeah. Excellent tip.
Um,
You guys all hear that?
You can put a little bit of Permatex. It's a thread sealant with Teflon. It's a
Oh.
white paste. You can put some of that
Okay.
in there as well.
Actually, we just might have some here somewhere. I bought a bottle of it, but I don't know what they did with it.
All those guys that say stainless never seals, they're not installing it correct.
Well, there you go.
They're
You
just-
heard it right from the source.
They're just tightening it. And, you know, sometimes I use stainless fittings if I'm doing custom work, like a hot rod or something. But generally I use steel anodized, the correct colors, even on stainless.
Oh, yeah.
You know, GM had blue and green fittings for their master cylinder.
Yeah.
So.
That
I'll be
booster
hand- I'll
looks
be
good in
hand-
there. It's almost the same,
Well,
kind of has a
rubber-
green
that
tinge.
plastic boot here fits right into the hole on the firewall.
Really?
And then it doesn't want to go on until you start tightening, and that's a bit crushes a little bit,
Yeah.
gives you a good seal.
Cool. Yeah, it's gonna be great, man. It's nice to have
I
brakes.
proved the booster, it holds vacuum,
Okay.
so it should work good. There's 2 rods in one of these, or comes with these. There's a short rod and a long rod, and that is for a deep pocket or shallow pocket master cylinder. So in the box with these, there's a short rod, usually it's already in.
Yeah.
And the short rod comes in, or the long rod comes in the box, and then it matches the depth of your master. So this master was a deep pocket.
So you had to put the longer rod.
No, I went through the box, and there was a little slug. If you find a little round slug in a bag or a box,
Yeah.
that slug goes in the back of the master.
Oh, that's just
And
your
that-
spacer.
Right, and now that makes up with the rod.
Oh,
Because these rods are not adjustable.
Yeah.
But occasionally, I don't know why, depending on what master you buy and this booster, sometimes you gotta muck around with the length of the rod and take a little bit off. If you find your brakes are pre-applied,
Yeah.
without your foot on it, and you've got free play on your brake pedal, then you can jiggle your pedal, so
Yeah.
it's not pushed all the way up, and then it's still pushing on the master.
Yeah.
You gotta make sure there's that, and then on occasion I've had to take a little bit off of the long rod.
Just so it's not applying
So
pressure.
it's not
before-
reapplying,
Yeah.
but this should be good.
Cool.
There's
Okay.
actually a tool that they make to check pocket depth versus rod length.
Oh, yeah.
I'm good at feeling. I can feel it before it goes on, so.
After doing a couple hundred, you kind of figure it out.
I've done hundreds and hundreds, thousands.
Thousands, there you go. Thousands. If you got any questions, remember, watch the video. He's got his number. We'll post it again at the end. Thanks, Marcel.
Car going up?
Make sure when you put it down, the dog's not laying under it.
Yes.
He loves to do that.
I'll watch.
So basically, you're just drilling out some clips that are
Some broken
defective.
clips. Well, they're from 1965, so
Yep,
it was already half of the spring missing, so
yep.
replace it with a couple of these.
Oh, yep, cool.
It's got a couple of open clips here. Whoops. Try and drill them out. New clip in place. Hardtop cars and convertible cars have different frames, so it's important to know what frame you have when you're buying your lines. Hardtop and convertible, hardtop line dives inside the frame and the convertible is boxed in. So the line has quite different shape to it. New clips. We did a little pre-set up here. Just going to reflare the end on this 1/4" stainless line. I set it up, I zeroed it off on the end of the die. And you put it on this flat spot on the die. This is about a $300 tool. It's the one I take when I go to shops, people's shops, to work on their cars. So you put the tubing in, you pick your die size, it's 1/4". This flat surface zeroes off the tubing in there. So I'm going to find on the head here, operation number 1 for 1/4". Not sure you can see that. And I'm going to do operation number 1. Operation number 1. That's done half the flare. Now I'm going to do operation number 2. Going to find op 2 on there, 1/4", and one 1/4" double flare on stainless completed.
Would you like a buble? Marcel,
Okay.
I put a dozen buble in the fridge. You want one?
Okay. I might.
Great, it cleans the palate. right? So Marcel, he sells brake lines on the island, brake line, fuel line. So we recruit him. He's just hooking up the master cylinder, the 4-wheel disc brakes.
Yeah.
So hopefully by the end of the day, we got brakes and fuel.
Yeah. What I love is how many people are pitching in, right? Like you had the guy help Blair paint. You got him here working on.
Oh yeah, well he's a man. And they all give me a bill, but I don't care because they know what they're doing, and right, and they're way quicker.
Get it done, right?
Right, that's right. It's got to be.
Oh, that's gonna be neat.
Oh yeah. Anyway, we got
Black interior?
white. You don't have black interior on a convertible. Every time you hop in at 40 degrees.
That's true. It's all done. Like, is this ready?
No, we're supposed to be driving it in 2 weeks. Like
Oh, I right down to the metal. Holy
nothing. The only original piece from the firewall to the trunk is a foot. New quarters, new floors, new trunk, new drop-offs. Change the doors, change the front fenders.
tranny headers. It's all new.
Yeah, it's a
Did
new
you build
car.
this to flip or for yourself?
Well, I built it to drive the moving land. And then-
What the heck? And then what are you gonna do with it?
I don't know.
I know.
Might keep it.
No, you won't.
Basically, what we have here is the only convertible seat that we have. We have been unable to find any. It is convertible only. We're going to weld in a little piece here where it's totally gone. Going to take these old hog rings off, and hopefully Jack, my upholstery Jedi warrior there, is going to put the top on and do the upholstery. If we bring him, we've got another seat out here. It's the wrong one, but he might be able just to take some of these spring parts and wire them together or something. I mean, we need something to put the upholstery over. So this is out of a 2-door post, same year, but basically nothing fits, but I'm hoping we can utilize some of the spring parts and Jack will make something work. Like he said, bring it out and he'll make something work. So he's been doing it longer than most people have been alive. He knows his stuff, so we're just gonna get it prepped. We gave it a light sandblasting. Like he said, don't sandblast it too hard because it's easier to paint springs than it is to paint air. If you plus blasting takes the temper out of the spring steel. So anyway, I'm gonna take a few clips off and then we'll weld the piece in and then we'll take it to Jack. First thing you do is take a pair of side grips and just grab them. Turn it counterclockwise. Should come off eventually. Anyway, you get the idea. Ooh, these are brittle. There we go. It's really rare to find a good convertible seat up here, because especially after they've sat out in the field for 30 years with no roof. But even ones that look good, see, there's supposed to be a piece of spring wire along here. Hopefully Jack has some to replace this, because you can see how skinny it is in spots. Or we might just put a piece of welding rod there. Okay. Just gonna weld a little piece in here. I'm not gonna cut the old piece out, we'll just lay a piece in there. Maybe a little piece here too. The rest looks fairly solid. Okay, so basically, going up here, just gonna tighten up the final tighten up on the master. You can see all the beautiful bent lines here. It's really hard to get these bends with stainless because it's hard to bend, but Marcel's been doing it since longer than most people have been alive, so it looks beautiful. I'm just gonna put this here and just tighten up these last couple bolts. Okay, that one's 9/16, I think. What do we got here? Trying to be careful not to scratch anything. These ones, of course you can't, can you? No, you can't get a socket on. Of course you can't get a socket on them. That would be too easy. Okay. Yeah, just putting some lock washers on these bolts just to make sure we've got them all trial fitted. Everything should be copacetic, except you can't get a lot of love is all you need. And a big gun. You need love and a big gun. Okay. Let's just tighten them with the wrench. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. We are lined and locked up here. So we're just putting in the centering tool?
Yeah, we take out the electrical contact that
Yeah.
gives you your dash light. Maybe not so much on the early cars, but certainly on the later cars.
Yeah.
That gives you your dash brake light when
Yeah.
you've got a brake system problem. So we take that out. It's not in the pressure side. I just make sure that the shuttle is right where I want it. And then I insert this tool.
So now if you drain one of the lines, it's not going to flip the shuttle.
If we happen to get pressure in one half of the system and not the other, the shuttle doesn't move. And then when you get the whole system bled,
Then it's equal pressure on both sides, and then you pull it out. And,
lots of guys have put a new master cylinder on their car, and all of a sudden, oh, I got a dash light.
Yeah.
My brake light is on my dash. Well, every car after, 67 and later, has a block similar to this, same
Yeah.
design. It's got a shuttle inside. Sometimes they're mounted down on the frame. This one we've mounted up here, but if you get one side pressurized and before the other, the shuttle moves. And older cars, the shuttle doesn't like coming back.
yeah, yeah.
they're sticky inside. So before we upset the shuttle in here, we just put this tool in there.
Cool.
Only while we're bleeding.
Yep, okay. We're just hooking up the last little bit of the fuel lines. We basically got all the brake lines done, just tightening up a few fittings. We're gonna bleed it. Marcel, when he sold me the fuel line, he said, make sure you put it in before you put the body on. But did we listen? No, we didn't listen. So now he's got to do a whole bunch more work to make it fit, but he's working on it. You can see where he's got all the rest of it and running right through the frame, just like factory. Beautiful job. He's just doing his bending magic here so we can hook it up to the fuel tank, and then we're gonna have brakes and fuel, kind of critical.
Take a peek at the back there.
Look at these beautiful brake lines, right? We've got them strapped. We could have welded them, but there gives you the straps going up. We've got our flex hose, and our flex hose going back just like factory. All of this, look at these nice bends, clearing our U-bolts to the bare brakes. Anyway, we've got all our Speed Tech QA1 suspension back here. We still haven't set ride height, so we're gonna do a little bit of that. We might have a clearance issue with the rims at the front, but like I said, we haven't jacked up the suspension, see if we can gain some clearance. It's gonna be pretty tight. If not, we'll be scrambling for rims, but we're closing in on victory. Okay.
Have to find the spot to put a strap here somehow.
Oh, that was, what did they have here? Nothing, they got nothing here. He's got all the wiring wired in already.
Yeah.
Do you have straps? I'm sure you do.
I got
Would y'all just drill and tap with like a self-tapper or whatever?
Yeah,
okay. Anyway, where'd be the best? Okay, we'll leave this here, and I'm basically closing in on the last little bit. Somewhere up there it's gonna be happening. Okay. Somewhere up there we'll see the last connection. It's like the last spike, eh, Marcel?
The last spike, the golden spike.
The golden spike. Okay.
Well, I'm trying to catch this one.
Yep.
So I did a little tweak in here, but I rolled it up here, kicked it up on top of this bulkhead.
Which is where it's supposed to go.
Well, it's supposed to come out a little more that way.
But,
It looks all right. Now,
yeah.
So come across the bulkhead, kick it up, 90 across. This is up against the trunk pan. We just got to find a spot for a fastener.
And then we'll attach it to the outlet of the gas tank with a piece of rubber hose.
All GMA bodies,
Yeah.
64 to 72, the fuel line has to go on
Before the body.
for the body.
I know you told me that, and I said, Blair, I said, no, it doesn't matter. Anyway, one time, Blair is wrong once in a while, but not very often, so don't tell him I said that, though,
Tell them what?
that he's right most of the time. I keep telling people I'm right most of the time. Well, I'm right most of the time when we make bets, because I normally only bet on what I know.
It's funny, I just happened to look at all the hoses I have in my truck.
And the one we needed was one of
And then
them.
I looked and I went, that's it.
Yep,
It's got the right end on it.
yep,
I recognize a lot of hoses just by sight.
yep. Well, 30, 40 years of putting them in. As long as you got any memory cells left, you should remember a couple, right?
There's a few left.
Right on.
It's all good.
Okay.
It's all good.
Okay?
So can I leave that with you guys?
Yeah. We'll just and then tomorrow when we're tightening everything up, then we'll
leave a
drop it
strap.
down.
I'll wrap a
Yep.
strap around it.
Yep, and then I'll just tell Blair we gotta drill it and anchor it. Because tomorrow, like I said, it's gonna be pretty much button everything up, put in the dash, the gauges, the everything else.